Hey YouTube, Matty's Daddy 12. I just competed in the YuGiOh Day event here in Owensboro, Kentucky, in which I won. I went undefeated with my H.A.T deck. I 2-0'd all my opponents except for one. I lost game 2 to Gravekeepers. Gravekeepers got the better of me that game. Everyone else I 2-0'd, and yeah, it's H.A.T. So yeah, this is what I played. Triple fire hand, triple ice hand, triple artifacts moral tech, triple trap tricks Marmilio, I don't know how you want to pronounce it. Double trap tricks Dione, and double Max C. Max C was not as impressive as I was hoping it would be, but it did put in work in some matchups. But yeah, that was it. That was it for my monster lineup. Next, my spells. Pot of Duality at 3. No Pot of Dichotomy. I decided to take that out last minute thanks to some play testing with Kaylin Johnson there at Legit MTG, Legit Home Store, Legit YuGiOh. We did some play testing before the event and helped me narrow down some of my choices on cards that I was kind of in between on. But yeah. Triple MST. I decided to go MST instead of Artifact Motion, or I'm sorry, Ignition. Artifact Ignition. That's what it's called. I didn't want to run the extra artifacts to make Ignition a live card, and MST just I felt like was a better choice. One Dark Hole and one Book of Moon. A very limited spell lineup. Decided not to play the Soul Charge. Decided not to play the Pot of Dichotomy. So on and so forth. Now the trap lineup, and there's a bunch of them. I didn't play Upstart Goblin either. Let me talk about Upstart Goblin for a second. Upstart Goblin and Wiretap actually was another card that I didn't play in this deck. I've come to realize that when I play Upstart Goblin, you do not want to draw into Moral Tech. Once you draw into Moral Tech, it just, especially not running the Ignitions, it just makes for a lot of really bad hands. So you do not want to see Moral Tech. And Wiretap, I've come to learn that as long as your opponent is smart, Wiretap is easily played around, and it almost becomes dead. So I decided to play a couple more live traps than the Wiretap. So yeah. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Wiretap and Upstart Goblin, and why I didn't play them in this build. Now that doesn't mean I don't like those cards. It just means in this build in particular, I decided not to play those cards. Anyway, trap lineup: Triple Sanctum, Double Fiendish Chain. This was actually a last-minute addition. I decided to go with Double Chain instead of the Soul Charge and Pot of Dichotomy. And just a couple other card choices. Double Call the Haunted. I actually do like the Double Call the Haunted as opposed to just the one of. Anytime that I have the opportunity to summon Moral Tech off of during my opponent's turn, I want to be able to do that. Double D Prison. There's a lot of hands running around in my meta. So again, that's why I decided to go with more traps along the lines of Dimensional Prison, as opposed to the Wiretaps or Upstart Goblins. Double Trap Tricks Trap Hole Nightmare. Of course, targets for my Marmilio. Bottomless Trap Hole. One Black Horn of Heaven. One Compulsory Evacuation Device. One Solemn Warning, and one Torrential Tribute. Fairly standard as far as most H.A.T decks are concerned. I am running a few more traps than most because I am not running the Upstart Goblins, and I'm running a slightly different trap lineup than most because I'm not running the wiretaps. So that's the main deck. The extra deck, got my tokens, got YuGiOh and H.A.T. Right, those are fun. One Gaia Dragon, one Artifact Durandale, one Constellar Pallades, one number 61 Volcasaurus, and one Tyrus Keeper of Genesis. Those are my rank 6s, rank 5s, and rank 7. Made these very, very limited. The only one that I actually made was Tyrus. Everything else was just there. I like having those options. Actually, I used Gaia once. I mind controlled my opponent's rank 5 monster, and was able to steal it with Gaia. So yeah, so I used Gaia and Tyrus out of those monsters. Dweller. This guy, I can't pronounce his name. Cowboy for game. Exciton Knight, Daigusto Emerald, Double Arc, Ragna Zero, Black Ship of Corn, or the Jolly Roger, and one Repsidian Berserk. The only thing that I would change out of this extra deck would be the second 101. I would have liked for that have been a Lavable Chain, but decided to go with the second 101 this time. It paid off. Like, it was good to have two, but honestly it wasn't a huge factor, and I really feel like that the time that I used the second Honor Arc, I probably would have rather had the Lavable Chain instead. I've come to realize a lot when it comes to extra decks of this style of deck. It's almost always better to have multiple options of one than it is to have multiple options or multiple copies of one card. I don't know. I guess that's just me. The extra deck. Now, the extra deck is where the work was really done. For the Lightsworn and Dragon Rulers, I had Kaiku. Just set him out there and then protect him, and he puts in a lot of work. For the Gravekeeper matchup and the Wind-Up matchup that I had, Majesty's Fiend was devastating to both of those players. Like, they worked to get past this card just because he shut down everything they wanted to do. Putting in more work against the Gravekeeper matchup, no one to cross out. Mind Control, like I said, I used that. I only resolved this effect once during the tournament, and I took one of my opponent's level or rank 5 monsters. I don't remember what it was, but I took the rank 5 monster and decided to overlay it into Gaia, which is good stuff. Double Breakthrough Skill. I was actually asked at the event why I decided Breakthrough Skill as opposed to, and main decked the Fiendish Chains as opposed to vice versa, and as opposed to making this a third Fiendish Chain if I like Fiendish Chain. And the reason is Fiendish Chain can stop an attack also, so I feel like I like that card in the main deck better. But coming out of the side deck, Breakthrough Skill is really good. Also, it seems like everything that you want to side the extra effect negation in for, they're also going to have effects that you're going to want to stop during your turn. So you can always banish this from your graveyard to stop their effect also. So yeah. Deep Dark Trap Hole makes my dragon players very mad at me, especially when I hit it off of their Soul Charge and remove several of their monsters. Transmigration Prophecy was really good. Mermails does not like this card because of the ruling where the Atlanteans do not get their effects if they're not there to resolve. So yeah. Transmigration Prophecy makes people mad. Black Horn of Heaven for Evil Swarms. I didn't see any, but if they were going to be there, then I would have liked to have had that. Soul Drain. I know this stops my hands also, but sometimes you just have to have that extra protection coming out of the back row. And then one Needle Sealing for whatever little deck's going to come out there and try to swarm on you. So there you go, guys. That was my extra deck, side deck, and main deck of the deck that I used to win the YuGiOh Day here in Owensboro, Kentucky. I hope you guys appreciate it, because I know that I do. Like always, guys, me get through this. Hurry, 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 hurry. Hurry, 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 hurry. Triple Moral Tech, triple ice hand. I'm going to throw them all down. Yeah, there we go. Subscribe, comment down below. Show us how much you love us.